Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Tokyo Dark. It's been a while. I hope this is where the last episode have ended. If it's not, there'll be some fancy edit here because I was moving states. But this should be it. I think what happened is that we went to Mai's brother and we chose wrong dialogue options. And because of that, now we're going with Mai to see her brother. And on the way there, we've seen her grandmother, and there was a whole story, and that's why I remember. Yeah, she's gotten much worse since you last saw her. She gave us that mask, but it didn't really work out for her, did it? So yeah, let's go see the brother. Why do you think she told us that story? About Izanagi? I don't know. It was kind of creepy, wasn't it? She was talking about it like she really believed it. I think she did tell us the story because Ayano here is really hoping she can bring back her boyfriend from the death. And even God cannot do that. I think that the story is like, yeah, if you remember the story, that God lost his wife and went to the underworld and she wasn't the same. And I think, if I remember correctly, she actually got scared of her. Or angry at her. Let's go see Takashi. Let's indeed. I think we need to go here to use the train. Okay, what is this about? If you're gonna tell Mai that she cannot leave the village, I'm gonna slap somebody. Mai and I are leaving. What of it? Well, you can't. I got a call from Mai's grandmother and she says she's having health issues, so she has to stay. I didn't ask what they were. Wouldn't want to be caught faint on my shift again, but it must be pretty bad if she called. Don't give me those look, my dude. Mai is an adult. Her grandmother can't keep her here. Let's go. No, you don't understand. Oh my god. Oh, this is not looking good. If Mai wants to leave, she should be able to. Use violence is my only option. I can leave or use violence. I mean, what's our... we're stable? Are we professional? Kinda. We're straight. What happens if we exit? Can we like talk with the grandmother and be like, bitch? No, we can't. Just literally nothing else we can do, is there? All we can do is just like use violence. What is this? A dead crow lays in the middle of a street. The small body is in a bad state of decay. Oh. And we can pick it. Okay, well, I mean, sure. Oh, we're gonna make him faint and leave, right? Well, at least I didn't use violence this time. This is kinda mean, but I mean, he's forcing Ganato to stay in the village. That's a beautiful cutscene. Oh dear, did he just faint? At least we didn't use violence. Okay, Mai, we were forced to do something and we didn't. I actually am very happy I didn't use violence because I don't think that would be professional of me. Sure looks like it. He'll be fine. Let's get a move on. Oh my god, so many places. Where was he again? Well, not in Kamakura. Was it Kapuchiko or Asakusa? Oh, no, Asakusa. The only thing I can actually travel to is Asakusa. So that's probably it, ain't it? Let's go in and see how this goes. My? What are you doing here? Did she make you come? It's not like that, Takashi. It was my idea. I asked her to come talk with you, but you sent her away. This woman almost got you killed. You expect me to cooperate with her? Well, you don't know that. I didn't almost get her killed. I just suddenly shot really quickly, not really giving the murderer time to react anyway. Surely if you need to talk to me, you can come yourself. My sister doesn't need to be involved. Well, I did. And you didn't want to talk with me, so that logic doesn't fly with me. No? If I came alone, you would just evade all my questions like you always do. Besides, there's something I need you to see. See what? What are you talking about? Where did you get that? Put it away. So you do know what it is. I knew you were hiding something from me. That's not true, I wasn't hiding it. It's not something you ever needed to know about. Besides, why is she carrying it in the first place? Don't change the subject. This isn't about Ito. I understand that you're upset with me, but we should talk about this, and of course you should. Furthermore, that mask has nothing to do with you. You're wrong. Back in April when Mai was held and knifed by another girl, it was this mask she was after. A mask your family is connected to. Looking for it. I suppose I've been a fool to think I could keep the truth of our family's past away from you. The past? Does this have to do with Mom and Dad? Yes, and so much more. I first saw the mask when I was a child, before you were born. The truth is, it belonged to a cult called the Kamenkai? Kamenkai? I hope that's how you read it. Of which our parents were members. Interesting. A cult? You're kidding. How did your parents get mixed up in that? I know how it sounds. I find it hard to believe myself. They were a group led by a guru named Tokimasa, who promised a simpler life away from the hypocrisy and falseness of city life. Our parents both had master's degrees, and my mother was on her way to earning her PhD. They chose to give up their lives and their careers to follow some mystic and live on a compound instead. The Kamenkai were one of many such groups back then. I was a child and didn't understand, but thinking about how our parents were deceived and what they put me and Mai through, it's unforgivable. The mask was on the compound, but for what purpose or what they believed it could do, I don't know. Do you think there are any members of Kamenkai left who would know? No, you see, there are no surviving members, as in many cults. They died, all of them, including our parents. I'm sorry, I don't remember much about it. One night, Grandma came into the room where we were sleeping, saying we had to go. The compound was in the woods, so it was dark and I could barely see, but she kept charging forward with Mai in her arms and me tracking behind. When we were back in Tokyo several days later, Grandma told me that our parents were dead. She didn't seem sad. It was as if she expected it. Well, perhaps it was the whole idea of the cult, as a lot of them are like that, and Grandma tried to save the children. Because I feel like children don't know, they all die together in those cults, which is terrifying and saddening. But guess that's what happened to them. The government censored much of what happened, so I was never able to learn how they died. Me and Grandma didn't speak of it, ignoring it as if my childhood and everything that happened in those woods was all a bad dream. If it weren't for her, we'd probably be dead with our parents, but ignoring it couldn't erase the anger I felt towards them. I wonder if they even cared what might happen to us. I think they did. I think they were in a different state of mind where they believed that they are giving you the better life instead of, I don't know, living this long life. You're going straight to heaven. I think that's the idea that is presented. Or instead of dying with all the people on earth, you're connected to some other place when you die. And it's sad, but I think they did think about you and thought that this is the best solution to life. It's how culture usually work. But as a high schooler, I spent more time trying to find about As a high schooler, I spent more time trying to find out about the Kaminkai than I did studying. I felt that if I could understand why my parents so willingly gave up their lives and abandoned us, I would stop feeling so betrayed. But I was wrong. Nothing I found gave me any peace. Mom and Dad died as part of some cult? I don't believe it. It's true. I'm sorry I didn't tell you sooner. I guess that in hiding it from you, I was able to hide away my feelings as well. I think for Grandma it was too painful to talk about. I believe she took possession of a shrine in order to live a simpler life. We had to keep it secret. There's no way we could live a normal life with a stigma of the Kaminkai attached to us. I suppose keeping that secret hurt us both dearly. For me, pursuing Gendo gave me some measure of control over my life again. But Grandma, who made the choice to leave her only daughter behind, she always seemed to carry the guilt of it with her. She started going out at night, babbling about how she was looking for Mom. When she would come home, she would have a rotten stink on her clothes. I was too scared to confront her, so I tipped off the police. Oh, okay. They found her wandering in the sewers holding nothing but the mask, the same one from the cult compound all those years before, and the one you hold now. I was shocked when they gave it to me. I hadn't seen it for so long, and all the unpleasant memories from my past came flooding back. That was when I decided to leave Kamakura. It was the only way I could move on with my life. That doesn't account for how the mask ended up with your grandmother in the first place. I don't know how she got it. It seemingly appeared out of thin air, or maybe someone gave it to her. She never said. I left the mask with her. It always made me uneasy. It had a strange aura about it. Oh, wait. Grandma was looking for Mom? In the sewers? I don't remember any of this. You were in the dorms at your school at the time. Grandma's strange behavior was part of why I insisted on you going to those private schools away from Kamakura. I couldn't drag into the madness of our past. We parted ways without ever speaking of it. She was much better by the time you returned to Kamakura. Detective, what exactly is it that you're looking for? Surely our family's history isn't of use to you? I assume you've heard about what happened to my partner. This mask was there again when he died. It's more than a normal man. I need to know where it came from. If that's true, then I want to help. Your partner, he seems like a nice person. No, Mai, you have helped me plenty, but I have to do this on my own because I want to resurrect my partner. And that's not exactly a thing you do with friends. Ito is right. I apologize for not telling you all this sooner, but she can't be involved in something so dangerous. I already felt I lost you that day at the shrine. I wouldn't forgive myself if something happened to you now. Oh, my wants to help. It's really better for you not to see me try to resurrect my partner, trust me. Alright. Thank you for finally telling me the truth, Takashi. I'll head back for now. I hope you remember that I'm your sister. I may not remember the same things you do, but we're still family. I'll see you guys later. Thank you for your help, Mai. You're right, Mai. I'll come visit you soon. It looks like she's gone. Mai's not here. There's no need to be coy. No tap taking possession of that mask has taken its toll on you. Even in the brief time that I was in contact with it, I felt an immense darkness behind it. I had such strange dreams and saw things I never would have dreamed up on my own. There was always an unusual air about it that I couldn't stand to be around. Maybe lying to May again makes me a hypocrite. All I know is I don't want her getting hurt. But like you said, I don't believe the mask is simply wood and paint, though I doubt anyone else would believe us. No one ever did, except for one man. On this street there's an old tea shop. Perhaps you saw it on the way in. An old historian named Yasuhisa is there occasionally. He was the only one who ever acknowledged what I said about the mask as true. If you're looking for information on a mask, he may be the first person to ask. I never pursued the topic with him, but I speak with him occasionally on other topics. His mind is a vault of valuable information. Hopefully he can shed some light on what it really is. I hope so, but please, detective, be careful. Okay, well that was quite successful now, wasn't it? How about we find that tea shop again? Okay, did I enter? Oh yeah, I entered. Okay. He looks like a friendly man. Why is there the noise effect on him? Are you okay, sir? Welcome, come in. Do sit down. No need to be so formal and stand there like a statue. Well, thank you. Appreciate it, my man. How can I help you? Are you Yasuhisa? Takashi told me to come speak with you. Well, I mean, kinda. I would phrase it a little differently. Oh, and how is Mr. Kawana? Sure prickly as ever, I suppose. Prickly is one way to describe the man. I have always found him to be wise beyond his years, though perhaps not by choice. I digress. My apologies. It's the quirks that come with old age, you know. What does Mr. Kawana think I can help you with? I'm looking into a few things related to Kamenkai, the group his family got mixed up in. A more difficult answer that you might expect. You see, there are two groups that share that name. The first, as you know, is the religious group formed by the guru Tokimasa. The second is an ancient order, over 1,000 years old. Well, that doesn't make things better now, does it? What's that you're holding? I was told it's related to Kamenkai, or the newer one, and that you could tell me about it. I feel like it's related to both. This is why there's demons trying to eat our soul, basically, because of the ancient order, I'm sure. That explains many things, child. The fire of look in your eyes, for one. Well, thank you, again. I imagine you have many questions. Masks are interesting, are they not? They are meant to be a disguise. And yet a mask cannot lie or contort itself to hide the truth. In that sense, it is the mask that is more truthful than the human faces we hide underneath them. I wonder how you came to be in possession of an object with such a dark history. I think it might be related to a missing person, but I don't know anything about it beyond that. I love how she still thinks it's a missing person, but what we saw were ghosts. We saw his throw-paying cat. He's gone. Forever. But that itself is the essence of history. Layers upon layers of personal connections that are continuously peeled back to their root. Relics like the one you hold often take unusual roads to where they end up. Relic. If it's from the Kamenkai code from the 90s, then I would hardly call it a relic. Misguided and deceptive as he was, Tokimasa was no fool. In order to gain new followers, he needed to give his cult historical legitimacy. He collected obscure objects and gave them new meanings that he could control in order to manipulate his followers. The mask was what he chose, along with the name of a group that created it. Interesting, isn't it? Yeah, I guess so. Only, I guess I was hoping you could tell me some other things about it. For instance? Like, why... now that I'm about to say it out loud, it sounds silly. I'm sorry I bothered you. Don't be silly. You wonder, for example, why holding the mask seems to take you to another place? Or perhaps why you can see visions that don't seem real, why you feel a strong will exerting itself on you. Oh yes, I know all about those things too. How could you know about that? When Tokimasa was in possession of it, he believed it showed him a path to the realm of the gods. He wrote extensively on the subject. Though, unlike most, I don't discount such phenomena as the ravings of a madman when the phenomena repeats itself. Do you too look into the inky blackness and see familiar shapes in the shadows? Not shadows. I see and hear people who are supposed to be dead. I find things I couldn't possibly have found otherwise. Most interesting. Tell me, detective. Oh, apologies, do you mind if I call you that? I was about to say, how do you know? But I guess you know a lot of things, don't you, Historian Yasuhisa? I don't remember telling you I was a detective. My mistake. You must forgive me. A slip of a tongue. I believe it was the way you carried yourself. Determined investigators such as yourself has such a sense of purpose in their mannerism, you see. That's fair enough. And you do seem rather determined to get to the bottom of whatever it is you're chasing. Tell me, does me telling you that your experiences are not an illusion provide you any level of comfort? I'm not sure, but I do feel something. Maybe hope. It's like I finally got a foothold on solid ground. Ah, yes. Knowledge is a light in dark places, is it not? To think a relic of such import would end up with a detective. Do you mind if I ask you something? Which do you believe? Are our lives controlled by fate, premature threats that determine our deeds, our wishes and our ends the minute we come into existence? Or conversely, is our threat subject to the chaos inherent in our universe instead? Does it change according to our deeds and that which happens to us seemingly by accident? Do you believe it is fate or chance that decides which threads of life are cut short and which are followed? I don't really want to say fate, because that kind of means that my life is laid out for me and I'm just experiencing it but I'm not living my life exactly. So I'm gonna say chance, because that kind of gives me some possibility of controlling my own life. Yes, of course. Maybe you feel like your life has been somewhat out of your control as of late. Control, huh? To be honest, I don't feel like I've had much of that since the mask came to me. You said that the mask was made by the old Kamenkai. Why? Confusing me can't be the purpose it was made for. Ah yes, a more complicated answer that you might have wished for. You already have said that, my man. Indeed, it should come as no surprise that the creation of such a mysterious object is equally enigmatic. Perhaps you could do me a favor. Don't worry, it is in relation to this very topic. An important book has gone missing from my shop. If you could retrieve it for me, I feel it could shine a great deal of light on the subject. What kind of book? A book of a missing variety. Thank you. Thank you for that joke. It concerns the mask bearer. Mask bearer? Huh? That's me? Right? Although you carry it, that does not make you its bearer. All will become clear when the book is returned to me. Yeah, but I kinda need to know what is this book. Can you give me like a title or visuals or where it was lost at least? Sounds easy. No, oh my god, why can't we just ask him what the title of the book is or something? Were we just like, what if in the place are 15 books? Are we bringing in 15 books? So confused. Where can I start looking? Oh, you needn't go far. The man who has it is right outside this building. In fact, as I said, it's not much of an errand, but I of course cannot leave my shop. Why? You know that the noise on your character makes me even more concerned now. Are you a demon, sir? He's right outside. This won't take long. I'll be right back. I feel it's not gonna go as easy as it's described to be. Do you mean this guy? Because he's kinda right outside. Yeah. The old tea shop next door. Isn't that place closed down? Closed? That can't be right. What else do you know about it? Pure conjecture on this one, but I think it might be owned by the Kenta instructor from the dojo down the street, on account of him being the only one I ever seen there. That guy is a ghost. You might not believe me, but I swear I saw him there chatting away to himself. Possibly he's a little nuts. He's a demon. Then again, it might be some super awesome game meditation technique. Oh man, why didn't I think of that before? No, okay, yeah, I don't care. Speaking of which, I have a bit of a crazy question for you. I know you said it was close up, but do you know anything about the book taken from there, maybe recently? I was led to believe you would. Oh, he does. Go on. Like I said, the place has been empty for years, but you know, I spent a lot of time outside and half the time the door's wide open. So one day a few months back I decided to take a look around. Nothing suspicious. I was just curious. Curious to kill the cat, right? Anyway, it was all dusty and all, and there was all sorts of weird stuff laying around. So I might have taken a little souvenir. I mean, it wasn't super old or nothing, so I figured no one would miss it. Besides, oh my fucking god, dude. This is gonna be painful. It was from... Okay, why? I don't understand the logic behind your behavior at all. Go into that tea shop you're not interested in, grab random book that doesn't look like it's old and give it to your kid brother that... What, is it he interested in the tea shop? Like, logic gets lost on me here. The cat can get deep in the time sometimes. I try to be on standby for when that happens, you know? Okay. So I figure a little kid would... Oh my god, yeah. Maybe just buy him something instead of stealing from abandoned shops. He was going through some particularly tough times. His bitch wife, pardon my language miss, had left him and taken their kid daughter with her. Well, perhaps she had a reason. He still doesn't talk about it, like he's in denial or something. Yeah, I think he needs something else than a book to deal with his life. You know? I was heading to visit him with the ill-gotten book when I get this phone call saying he was in a... Oh my god, this story is progressing rapidly. So now he's in the hospital. That guy doesn't have an easy life. He ordered on expensive... Oh no. Oh god, he tried to suicide. Oh my god. Oh, thank god that idiot decided to do it at the bar he owns, with the door unlocked. Castro came in and called an ambulance. If it weren't for that, I'm not sure if he would still be here. That's quite a story. Sounds to me like he wanted to be found. Don't say that. Like... It's a terrible thing. He could... I mean... He sounds like he may have depression and then something terrible happened to him, which we don't know why the woman left him. That's why I hate just people instantly calling them bitches if they leave you. But like, he was really shaken by what happened if he attempted suicide. I feel like what she said is kind of diminishing the importance of this. I think he was trying to ask for help in his own way. Well, I guess, perhaps. But I feel like more proper answer in this situation is like, goodness, get him help, please. That's terrifying. I took the book to him while he was in the hospital. I tried to show him that even when he was at his lowest, there was someone out there trying to do something nice for him. I think it helped for a minute anyhow. As soon as the doctor let him leave, he went right back to the toxic little bar. I hope he's okay. I mean, it's his bar. I'm not sure what you mean by that. If he runs the bar, if he owns the bar, is he not supposed to take care of it anymore? Put his skill to work in a cheap part of town. Despite that, he's holding onto it with everything he's got. The place slowly bankrupting him. He won't let it go. Oh, is it the guy that we met earlier? Oh no. Oh. I mean, it's a restaurant more than a bar, but I don't know. Oh goodness. All he has to do is sign some paper and move on, but he can't. Something about the hazard goes sanct. Oh. I told him to keep on to his dreams. Did I ruin his life? Oh, okay. Yeah, that's the guy. Oh. Oh no. Oh no, I should have said something else back then. I'm so sorry. Maybe it's not the same as owning a whole bar, but serving passers-by and getting some sunshine is good for a soul. Those food stands are doing really well abroad, I hear. Oh no, yeah, it's a guy that we know, so he got the book. Oh. Shinjuku. Yeah, in a slimy little side street. If that book is important to you, he's probably still got it at his place. You want the address? Wait, I knew you looked familiar. Your brother's Daiso, right? You know him, small world, was probably the smile on my face that threw you off. Well, perhaps. Tell him his brother Haruto says hi. While you're at it, tell him that takoyaki stands are still the future of cuisine and to get his butt over here. I'll do that. I feel I should have said something else back when he asked me about things, but Okay, I guess we're going back to Shinjuku. Oh wait, I ran past his bar. Hey Amy, how can I help you today? Hey Liza, how are things? Oh, you know, same old, same old. Funny thing, I met your brother while I was in Asakusa today. Haruto? You met Haruto? What are the chances? Who knows, it was pretty random. Who would have thought? So, is he still selling takoyaki at his stand? Did he say anything? He is. He is said to remind you that takoyaki stands are the future of cuisine and that you should go and help him. Yeah, you talked to Haruto, right? Always the optimist, that guy. I actually have a favor to ask you. Do you still have the book your brother gave you a few months ago? The only thing that guy gives me is headaches. Not sure if I can help you, Ayami. He said he gave it to you when you were in the hospital. Oh, what makes you think I was in the hospital? I don't even go to the hospital for checkups. Besides, that doll's bringing me stuff all the time, always trying to drag me, kicking and screaming over to where the grass is greener. This would have been more recently, after a rough patch. Maybe it was stupid to come and ask. Oh, no, it's fine. That idiot's always running his mouth, freaking traitor. Those were just some hard times. Nothing serious. I just drank too much is all, I'm sure. Oh, I feel bad for him. I'm sorry, detective, but I don't want to talk about it. Alright, understood. I'm not here to dig up bad memories, Daiso. Thanks. You said you were looking for a book, right? Tris, I don't remember a book. I do remember Haruto giving me an old magazine, though. Back in the hospital? It was one of the ones I used to read when I was younger, when things weren't quite so complicated. Wait a second, I may have it in the storeroom still. Okay. Amazing how much junk someone accumulates over the years. Maybe I should throw some of this old stuff out, huh? Here it is. Oh yes, that actually does help. It's yours, detective. No one recognized that photo you brought by. It's the same girl, an idol named Ruby. Raina. No, Ruby, see? It says so right there on the cover. Pretty crazy that we're still in my shop. Guess that means you're still looking for her. I wonder why I keep running into each other. Weird luck, I guess. I don't buy it. You're a hell of a detective. You must have a pretty sharp nose. If you say so, Daiso. Do you mind if I take this? Like I said, it's yours. About time I start getting rid of some of my old junk. Thank you. See you around, Ayami. Take care, Daiso. Can we say something else now? Well, let's bring it to the ghost guy and see what he can tell us about this. Welcome back, detective. Is that my book I see in your hands? Guess I'm a little surprised. Are you trying to tell me Raina is the mask bearer we talked about? That's hard to believe. Does it surprise you? After all, it is she who you see in the dark, is it not? The dark, that's what the collector called it too. How did Raina get tied up in all this? I only know that somehow the girl's path and the mask's collided, as if by chance. What circumstances led to this intersection are a mystery, I'm afraid. People always see history as something in a distant past, involving old men and black and white pictures, but that book and the girl are as much a part of history as the rest. The threads that connect the past to the present and people to each other are not always apparent. But peel back the layers of connection and the randomness of our universe neatly orders itself. A tin idol, an ancient order, the tool they created, and the detective who holds it now all forming a neat and tidy line. Raina was some sort of idol living in Tokyo, not part of a sleeper cell of some cult. While she could be involved in a cult, it doesn't add up. On that, detective, we can agree, so why don't we start at the beginning? To how the mask ceased to be a mere object. The story starts in ancient times in the year 1333. At that time, Kamakura was the capital of Japan. Led by the Hojo clan, it was a time of peace, prosperity, and enlightenment. Peace among men is cyclical, and like so many before them and so many after, their time of peace came to an end. The Nitta clan, loyal to Emperor Go-Daigo, led the siege against the Hojo-controlled Kamakura, taking the city as the tide receded, leaving a key passage open to the invaders. The Hojo clan fled to the caves of their family temple. For them, there was no hope of victory or escape. They chose to retain their honor. Instead of surrendering, the 870 Hojo samurai, including the last 3 regents, committed mass suicide. Oh god. However, the Hojo and Nitta clans, embroiled in their quest for empire, could not see the role they played in the plans of another group, the religious sect known as the Kamenkai. It is said that in the flames of Kamakura, a girl was seen wandering the streets, observing the carnage of a burning city. A girl lost to the histories by the name of Shikako Shichiju, the last survivor of the Kamenkai. Okay, so whatever the Kamenkai were trying to do, they failed. I mean, they all died, right? No, they did not fail. Everything went exactly as planned. Chikako Shichijo did not survive by chance. She was chosen. Chosen for what? To receive the blessing of all the spiritual energy that so much death afforded, to become the first mask bearer. Mask bearer? The Kamenkai used the deaths of all those people to create this. Why? Legend has it the Kamenkai sought to contain the door, a rift leading to the spiritual realm, where our consciousness ceases to be and time holds no meaning, a place where cause and effect could be changed. Why spend so much human life and give up so much to do that? To stop it from being abused. Imagine being able to see the world as a god, so that the flow of time and the rules which govern our world are of no consequence. This is the power of the Dur. To a mortal mind, obsessed with the finality of death and meaningless accomplishment, such power would corrupt absolutely, a power over death. So a dark place was created to obscure the Dur and hide it from mortal eyes, along with a tool to control and see within the darkness. It's true. All of it. It sounds like a fairy tale, but it's true. Finding the door would be the key to bringing Tanaka back. Some doors, no matter how strong they call to us, are not meant to be opened, and the Kamenkai willingly gave their lives to keep it that way. The mask opens the mind to all who come in contact with it, but it is intended for its bearer. Using it to find the door may destroy you. Maybe you're right, but I could at least use it to find my way in the dark, just like the collector said. The only thing I don't get is how Raina is connected to it. That is a mystery. As Mr. Kawana told you, the last known location of the mask was the Kamenkai cult only a few decades ago. Much was suppressed about the Kamenkai and their Tokimasa. They existed, and then on March 4th, 1996, they met their end. There were many theories, that the police killed them during the raid of the compound, or that someone within the cult had snapped and murdered the others. Maybe they did the same thing, and Raina was chosen. Maybe she was involved with the cult. Could that be it? Nothing but conjecture, I'm afraid. The real answer lies somewhere deep within police records, and though I remain curious, it's not something I have access to. Perhaps the best place to start is there. Finding out about the last days of the Kamenkai may help light your path to the truth. I wonder if such an object, bred from suffering, can truly put an end to it. Is it you who can finally break this terrible cycle? I've spent a long time here. I'm tired. Farewell, detective. Okay, I think it's a lovely moment to end this episode. If you did like it, don't forget to leave a comment and hit that like button. And if you want to see me more, of course. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one.